The three levels of wisdom in life: knowledge, composure, and choices. How can you live a life where you are in control? By learning and gaining wisdom. In this era, to live well, you need knowledge, but more importantly, you need intelligence and wisdom. How can one achieve success and happiness in life? Through wisdom. The world is too complex, full of uncertainties, and wisdom is needed to guide us through the maze. Whether you possess wisdom, and the level of wisdom you possess determines the differences between people. In life, strategic thinking is the third level of wisdom, composure is the second level, and making choices is the first level. The wisdom of strategy. It is often said, the business world is like a battlefield, and the workplace is a battlefield. Life itself is a battlefield. Where there's a battlefield, there are people. Where there are people, there is competition. And where there is competition, there is strategy. At times, we're willing to go all out for friends, but there are also times when we find ourselves betrayed by others. Testing, negotiating, mediating, how to achieve what you want while remaining unharmed is truly an art. After all, even if we know all the rules of the game, we cannot fully predict the madness of human nature. The wisdom of strategy is a wisdom of life. How do we strategize? There are two key factors: mindset and strategy. The right mindset, win-win, and gratitude. Every individual is an independent entity, engaging in value exchanges with the world. The only principle of value exchange is win-win. Both parties gain value. I must win, and you must lose. I'll use any means necessary to make that happen. This is the mindset of a chicken. I must win. If you lose, that's your problem, not mine. I'll eliminate you without a second thought. This is the mindset of a sparrow. I must win, and you must win too. If one party's victory is built on the other's failure, then I'd rather not engage. This is the mindset of an eagle. The chicken, sparrow, and eagle mindsets represent different levels of wisdom. I firmly believe if it's not a win-win, don't do it. As for gratitude, at every stage of life, we must express gratitude to those who have helped us, especially those who trusted us during our most difficult times, because even the smallest act of kindness deserves to be repaid generously. To those early users who liked and supported your startup, did you give them the most thoughtful, exceptional service? To those partners who unconditionally trusted you, did you offer them the most favorable terms? To the employees who ate instant noodles and slept at the office with you, did you provide them with the most generous rewards? Remember, giving help in times of need is far more valuable than adding icing on the cake. With a mindset of win-win and gratitude, you can approach strategic situations with calm and clarity. While this approach may sometimes cause small losses in the short term, it will bring significant gains in the long run. The right strategy, reciprocity. I believe in the principle of an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Why? Because in computer simulations of game theory, the strategy that consistently achieves the highest score is reciprocity, repeating the other party's previous move. This is the most effective survival strategy. Being too nice all the time makes you an easy target for exploitation. Reciprocity is a form of self-protection. Your kindness should come with a touch of sharpness. The world is unpredictable, and human nature is complex. We need strategy, and more importantly, the wisdom of strategy. Perhaps the wisest way to navigate life is to remain aloof to the trivialities of the world, while skillfully adapting to its ebbs and flows. The wisdom of composure. It's true, there are countless temptations in the world. As the saying goes, a myriad of flowers dazzle the eyes. Too many distractions vie for our attention, causing us to lose sight of our goals and stray from our path. One of the most common things that leads us astray in life is money. I often say, before the age of 35, don't focus too much on how much money you're making. Instead, focus on how much you're growing. This is because, one day, you'll realize how foolish it was to switch jobs just to earn a few thousand more. When working, what is it that you truly want to achieve? What do you most want to learn or gain? These are your real goals. Some opportunities are designed to tempt us into abandoning our long-term objectives. When I first started my entrepreneurial journey, my company was positioned as a provider of strategic consulting. One day, a former leader from Microsoft introduced me to a client who wanted me to conduct a management consulting project. I knew my former leader meant well, and I was deeply grateful, but I politely declined. You might wonder, as a startup founder, shouldn't you take whatever business comes your way? Why be so picky? The reason is simple. Management consulting wasn't aligned with my goals. It wasn't the kind of money I should be earning. The decision was difficult, but I knew that achieving longer-term goals requires composure and self-discipline. Composure can be understood through a more familiar term, long-term thinking. In 1997, Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, wrote to shareholders, "It's all about the long term." He emphasized the importance of long-term value over short-term stock profits. Bezos drove Amazon's famous flywheel strategy forward. Lower product prices attract more customers. More customers attract more sellers. More sellers lead to greater sales volume and more sales channels. Larger sales volumes and more channels optimize the supply chain, which further reduces product prices. Lower prices, in turn, attract even more customers. And so the flywheel turns, again and again. Bezos worked on this for over 20 years, spinning the flywheel faster and faster, achieving continuous success. 20 years, an almost unimaginable length of time, filled with unimaginable challenges. Were there people who called him foolish? Undoubtedly. Did shareholders pressure him? Certainly. But did he ever consider giving up? Likely not, because Bezos wasn't focused on the moment. His vision was always grounded in the long term. Composure is wisdom. Ultimately, victory often belongs to time. It is the triumph of patience, perseverance, and long-term thinking. The wisdom of composure lies in staying focused on what truly matters, resisting fleeting distractions, and believing that the bigger picture will eventually come into view. The ultimate success belongs to those who embrace the philosophy of the long term, the wisdom of choice. Indeed, life is a series of questions, but more importantly, it is a series of choices. We're constantly faced with decisions. Which university should I attend? In which city should I build my career? What kind of job should I take? Whom should I choose as a partner? The trajectory of our lives is often shaped by just a few critical choices. Unfortunately, many people either don't realize they have a choice or lack the courage to make one. Not knowing you have a choice, whether part of the older generation or the younger, we now live in an era of peace and material abundance. A world where we possess many rights that were once only dreamed of, the right to choose. And yet, many remain oblivious to this privilege. Some people sleepwalk through their daily routines. 2 hours of commuting, 8 hours in a cubicle, working 9 to 6, day after day. Others endure grueling schedules like 996, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 6 days a week, or 711, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m., 7 days a week, leaving little room for personal life. Some are fortunate enough to find meaning in their work and willingly devote their lives to it. For others, work is simply about showing up at a fixed time and place, performing repetitive tasks over and over again. These individuals might think, "This is just how it is. I don't have a choice." But there are also those who, despite enduring even greater hardships, refuse to surrender their power to choose. Viktor Frankl, during World War II, was sent to the Auschwitz concentration camp, a literal hell on earth where countless lives were extinguished and reduced to plumes of smoke rising into the sky. In such a setting, what would you do? Would you succumb to despair and fear, giving up? Or would you face suffering with dignity and actively choose to live? Frankl chose the latter. He realized that the freedom to choose one's attitude in the face of despair is the last human freedom. When the Soviet army liberated Auschwitz, Frankl regained his physical freedom. Later, he wrote his famous book, Man's Search for Meaning. There are many others like him. They might be musicians who, even in captivity, compose beautiful symphonies. They might be ordinary individuals who dared to say, "The world is so big, I want to see it." Or they might be someone like you, now realizing that you, too, have the power to choose. Having the courage to choose. Even when we're aware of our ability to choose, we may still face choice paralysis, unsure or afraid to make a decision. I want to choose start my own business. It's thrilling and exciting, but the uncertainties and challenges are overwhelming. I want to choose get a stable job with good pay and benefits, but it feels too restrictive, monotonous, and uninspiring. In such situations, what should you do? Some say, only kids make choices. Adults want it all. Can we have it all? Nice try, but no, we can't. Adults must choose. Learning to choose often means learning to let go, choosing one thing and giving up the rest. Sometimes, choosing is more important than working hard, and letting go is more important than choosing. We must make our choices boldly, then enjoy the benefits while taking responsibility for the downsides. The tragedy of life often lies in looking ahead while longing for what's behind, leaving ourselves with no path forward. The wisdom of choice. The wisdom of choice is knowing you have the freedom to decide, summoning the courage to act on it, and accepting the consequences of your decisions. Life doesn't offer unlimited options, but within the constraints of reality, you still hold the pen to write your own story. Choose with intention and live with purpose. Reminder: what creates the gap between individuals? It lies in whether one possesses wisdom and at what level that wisdom operates. In life, strategic thinking, game theory, represents the third level of wisdom. Composure is the second level, and making choices is the first level. How you strategize, how you maintain composure, and how you make choices all shape the trajectory of your life. Choose your path with intention, develop composure through long-term thinking, and engage in repeated strategic interactions with the world. Like, comment, and subscribe for more insights like this. See you next time.